All right. We have the delivery of this relative strength SMT with everything with the Dow Jones. So, the question is everything else also still going to come up? I mean, it's looking like we've got smooth highs all the way up there. And Russell's got those smooth highs, equal highs too. And yeah, Nasdaq's lagging a bit, but still has smooth highs though at the highs. And yeah, everything's been rebalanced. We've got displacements to the upside, so that's what we're going to look at today is what's going on and frame a new bias going forward. Today, there's not a lot of news. It's just a bunch of yellow folders. So likely not a good day for me, but we'll see how it goes and get into it for at least the rest of the week once we have some red folders hopefully coming out. Okay, let's figure this out. So yeah, obviously Dow Jones shifting higher. That is obvious. We could probably get rid of all this liquidity. This got swept already. And kind of leave all that there for later. Yeah, we're on the daily. We've got a nice bullish. I wonder if that's the close or if that's the close. It's got to be. It's got to be the close. Daily busy. So yeah, we got one there. We got one there. Goodness, come on, work with me. Let's make this a little darker. So yeah, we've got a daily sell side imbalance there. Just gonna note this as a daily, just because it overlaps. Oh wait, right there. Daily busy. All right. So yeah, we don't have any shifts, but I think on the 4 hour most likely we do. Technically, there is none right here. There was one here. Clear shift here. A lot of strength. It did shift over this high. Barely got that high, and then we did displace though there. So yeah, it may not be as strong, but it may be really strong. We've been getting these every time we get a sell off. The bounce is like almost always like that, super strong from the from the bottom. It's like all of them are like that. Yeah, I think this is going higher. I mean, seems pretty obvious, but yeah, Nasdaq's still lagging here. The Dow is the leader. What I really want to see is that other sell-off here. I can't remember what happened. There was something different. Let me just go to the weekly. So when we had this sell-off, I remember there was some sort of divergence. So that reached a discount. I think, let's see here. Let's see how it worked. Oops, did that wrong. I don't know why I did that. Wow. So how close is that? The low, 832. So yeah, did break the low there, but like just barely. And we'll have to check the regular index charts too. Oh, low, 4060. Yeah. So that's what I'm kind of framing this, how this move, if it's going to top eventually for pullbacks, how is it going to top? And so yeah, let me just go to the weekly on these. So yeah, we know Russell has swept those equal highs. We know it came back much deeper, and then even on some charts took that low out. Quite the support resistance liquidity below these lows. But yeah, Nasdaq came down, did not set a, what's it called? A discount, did not hit a discount. And when we did get the sell-off, we did have a nice divergence of weakness. So with that weakness, we failed. I think ES made a new high. Yeah, Nasdaq had some weakness here with the Russell. And yeah, but it kind of changed in character, came just above a discount, and that's kind of what this just did. And let's see, the way we sold off was I think we did have some SMT. Yeah, here's Nasdaq. And so we sort of had the inverse of that. I think these are off because if you look at, these on the small time frame, I think we did get ES and Nasdaq to sweep the highs, and then when we sold off, they actually broke this low. Well, everything did hit a discount, but in this case, The Dow Jones did show some relative strength when it came to this low. So, well, what happened next? We ended up rising, and obviously we've definitely, everything's headed into new highs. But I kind of want to just see if how things especially for NASDAQ, since it was the one to be apparently stronger. So yeah, it broke the high here with ES. And yeah, really pushed through way before we did on the Dow. So yeah, I think that's probably what's just going to happen here. It's just going to be lagging and I think we would still get, if we had, we're going to go, I'm still going to be looking for something like this, like, oh, whoops. Where while Dow comes and makes a high, it'll go like this. Maybe while Russell goes like this. So while Russell's sweeping these highs, maybe we're setting like a significant lower high or something. We'll see. But either way, it could either be this high or it could be, because we've already taken these highs. Yeah, now that we've taken it, it could just be, yeah, we're all going to go for the highs, except once we do take the highs, at some sort of high, we'll get some sort of divergence with Russell being stronger. That's just my conspiracy, because that would be like the macro change in character, since Russell has just been so weak and far behind. I think we'll get that's looking really far ahead, but that's just like what I'm looking for to like stop looking for longs. So anytime we get a clear move up when Dow is failing to make higher highs with Russell, that's when I'll be specifically above this high. That's when I'll be cautious and look for like maybe sizing down my longs or just getting short. Man, this study music I'm listening to is so gay. What is going on? Let's see if this is better. Alright. So, yeah, we're looking for longs. I think the higher time frame draw is obviously higher now. On the weekly, you can see it. I mean, we did displace above that high, and then we sold off to reaccumulate. So longs on everything until we sweep these highs on Russell and smooth highs on everything else. So I'm kind of curious about crypto though. It's like, seems like we would have wanted to sweep all that. So, I don't know. And we did get a bit of a change in character though. And we do have smooth highs. So if we like move down, it'd be like push up through all this liquidity. Look at all these stop areas. Alright, so back to the smaller time frames. Why I'm still gonna want those highs when it comes to these guys. Nasdaq still lagging, but still heading higher. On this low, there wasn't a clear S&T, and that's where I'm confused. So it came down here. Even Russell didn't set a new low. Maybe that's all that it is. Maybe the new dynamic is with Nasdaq and Russell. We took out Asia, the new week opening gap. I can't really see the new week opening gap. It's down here. Take the highs. Nasdaq hits higher. Ends up being a nice little short. Almost all the way back down to the low. But then Nasdaq comes lower. I just need to understand where we've come from before trying to frame new ideas. So yeah, there's like a weird shift here. But it could just be with the Dow. It's like that was just the long in the Dow, like these guys both went lower below London, offering the long in the AM, and then we even had them sweep lower into the AM and then below the AM. But the cleaner long was here on Russell, just risk reward, cleanliness wise. But then the thing is, Nasdaq delivers before Russell. Though Russell did deliver though. Nasdaq came and swept London. Here, boom, we get some strength in the Russell. Let's look at this dynamic. So Russell, ES already heading higher. ES, Nasdaq both come lower. Russell actually held up. So maybe if his, let's see here too. It's higher, it's higher, it's higher. Doesn't take out the low. Either way though, that's a nice move in the Dow too. So yeah, maybe that's just the new dynamic, but I gotta go to the bathroom. All right, but yeah, it seems like we're getting a different dynamic here. Man, I'm getting some serious deja vu. Let's see. Let's just look at this range from the new week opening gap. We come down into it. Dow Jones stays a while. We get a nice pop in the Russell. But then a big reversal that I missed. I should have had that one. So yeah, that was the move down. And we came back below, especially on YM. And that actually was the long on NASDAQ and these guys, because YM created that divergence. But it almost seems like there's a divergence here into 11:30. ES and NASDAQ make new lows, and boom, that marks the low in Russell, and then everything goes. So yeah, there is something happening here with Russell versus NASDAQ ES. And then that's exactly what just happened here below London. And look at that strength in Russell. So now everybody's, taking out liquidity, and actually there's actually a nice little lag here. So yeah, we're just going to be looking for longs every time we're looking for moves into. We've already sort of manufactured this high, I would say, and we've come down into an order block. And Russell took out that high, but I would still think that we're looking for longs above these really obvious smooth highs into the higher time frame inefficiency, and we still have not hit that on NASDAQ. So yeah, definitely looking for longs into something, whether it's going to be into like the 830 level. We've already gotten that divergence for Russell to play out, and last time that happened here, these guys still moved up into this divergence here with Russell. We shot up, and even though they swept below here, we had already taken out the highs before Russell did, so it's kind of similar. But yeah, then these guys came up higher. I guess that's like a change in character, and then you get short Russell, and then we do the same thing down here. Or was that here? Dude, it's the same thing here. Except Russell never delivered yet, but now has. So these guys will move. When we get a divergence with Russell, we'll still move. We'll even move, stronger. But in this case, we didn't. So maybe there'll be a little short here, but otherwise, I still think that this one is in play. Well, now even in here, during lunch, we took out the high before with Russell, before NASDAQ did. And we even took out the London, and we even took out Asia before NASDAQ eventually did it later to the next sessions. So I'm thinking we've got it here. It's finally being delivered, but it's just like it's happening on like multiple legs. This leg delivered. This leg is now delivered, and there's even one there. And maybe there's even one into lunch here, which looks like there most likely is. Look at that. Lunch was so low for these guys. So, and then we came below in Asia, only for them to still make an S&P. No. Kind of curious what happened here in the Asia session. Do make a lower low there, and that's just kind of an equal low here. Yeah, it's probably some sort of lower time frame low happening there. This candle. Right here. Yeah. So yeah, there was an SMT there again. And then we come up here. But this time we took him out on these guys first. But yeah, kind of complicated, but either way, whenever we get that, we've been delivering on the long side, and it's almost easier to trade just ES right now. ES has just been the strongest one, though NASDAQ has been the best. Well, just logical entries have been the cleanest on Russell. And eventually it does deliver. So is there any sort of thing that we missed though here on this low? I don't know. But all I'm seeing is, yeah, divergences that eventually just get delivered to the long side. So we'll see how this is going to play out. We've already taken these relative equal highs on NASDAQ, and then we even inverted the soup there. So I don't know how this is going to play out, but it seems like we'll get some sort of pullback into this range. We've got like a weird little divergence going on. If we ever delivered without NASDAQ, not really. So yeah, just looking for longs on NASDAQ, looks like. But we already have moved quite a bit too. Let's look at, not too much, but yeah. Honestly, it just seems like we'd want to buy the discount on anything. We did shift above that high. On the 15, we've shifted above that high on the Russell. So yeah, there's just this high that's just not yet, hasn't been taken yet. And Dow Jones took the all-time high, so we could get a little pullback. Uh, Flows. Let's make sure we understand the flow. So SPY net didn't have that much premium or volume, but was bearish and then got really bearish. But then price came up and eventually turned bullish. So did flip bullish as the price was above the open. Tide though was very bearish. Even though we were above the high on SPY. So yeah, into PM, we're above the highs, but the flows are still like all in the red volume wise. And they weren't even 0 DTE. So there is some sort of bear accumulation happening, and it's in the tide, which means they're looking for it ASAP. And the Qs is just kind of falling price. Holdings, similar to SPY, kind of ended up still being bearish. And Dow was bearish. Russell was bearish. Weird. Russell more significant. Oh yeah, everything's kind of bearish on the flow. So probably some sort of pullback right here. It's 620. YM took the high. But you'd think that NASDAQ would want that before the sell-off. So I don't know how to short this. If there's a short, like maybe you could count that, but it's not. It doesn't make enough sense to me. So yeah, the only thing I'd look for is longs. There may be a short, but like maybe this is it right now. But to me, that it's just like kind of seems random to just finally sell the 1,000th divergence that we've had that don't work. So cool. Well, yeah, really bad sleep for me. Not clear ideas for shorts, and we've got bear flows. So it's like, and I'm gonna long that, So I'm gonna wait till after the open, or until we've made a move below PM session, or the close. Because if there's bear flows and we're above it, then that's what they're for, is to manipulate the highs, and then into the open be below where they accumulated short. So, and they accumulated that all into this. And we were above the open. So yeah, is that my phone? So yeah, not a high probability day for me, so I'm just going to mute this, maybe record just the price action for the day, and that might be it. We'll see what happens at the open. All right, we're about to get the open here. Let's see what happens. Like I said, there's some bear flows we're kind of fighting, so and I'd want to look long. Um, and there may be a short, so that's why I'm very cautious here. And we've got lots of liquidity to take though on the long side. So, and there's not like any sort of change in character happening, and YM technically still hasn't taken out those highs. So, still looking for maybe another divergence with maybe Nasdaq ES below Russell. Let's get us on the 1 minute. We got that 830 level there. Everybody came above it, and now we're below. Alright, right into the open. Open is like right now. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Boom. So everybody dipped down. Dow's spiking up to the upside. Russell holding up on this. So yeah, there was a divergence there right at the open. We didn't take the high yet. True day open on Nasdaq there. But yeah, damn, on that 15 second I could have got there, but it was just I didn't want to chase it. I was hoping we'd get back down into this wick and I'd buy, but we didn't. Very fast. That was literally what I was expecting. All right, YM's taking all-time highs now. Russell just took out that short-term high. Nasdaq selling off. We're below the true day open. ES and Nasdaq have gotten below that London manipulation low. Let's see if where this is on the index charts. We're down into the gap fill. Yeah, maybe we're gonna get below that daily open on Nasdaq. Damn it, dude. Yeah, that was it. That was the long. Just happened so fast. And now it's just ripping. Russell ripping through that draw on liquidity. Maybe we get some bull flow. But so far it's looking bearish. So yeah, that bear flow is playing out. We'd want to see it deliver relative to the PM session though. Kind of funny that yeah, Russell's up there. Oh. Yeah, it was cool to see that though. We're about to get below the Asia low. There was never like ES, NASDAQ, SMT clearly for me to look for long. Now it's just the Dow Jones and the Russell show. It's just, are we going to get some sort of reversal in NASDAQ? It's kind of the question. Taking out London low and the daily open. Well, now we got some reversally looking flows. Still bearish though. Yeah, too tricky for me on NASDAQ on NDS, but it was there on Russell there. It was just lightning fast. I kind of want to look at the 5-second chart and see how that would have looked. There is a divergence there with ES and NASDAQ. Not sure if that's a play. Oh, ES did hold that low. 7 a.m. But yeah, I don't know, like this isn't my typical, like this could be a long, it's just not. I just never know with these. So Russell SMTs and the Dow SMTs are the only ones that make sense to me. Because these usually just move in tandem and then sometimes they don't. And it's like, okay, I don't know why. So, I mean, this makes sense. It does make sense because it's like, okay, tech's just weak or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But for it like a target or a draw on liquidity, it's like I don't get it. You could say that on this range it's a discount versus a premium. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, and then we took out the lunch low. So yeah, there was one, you could say. Yeah, maybe. But now we've got equal lows there, so I would think we're going for, well, maybe we're just using that order block and we'll still sweep the low maybe. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, just now the flows are bullish. But yeah, like I said, not my style typically. Definitely something to note and to study to incorporate. Yes. But yeah, damn, there's that Russell trade. It really worked there. Right at the open. Let me look if we can get 5 seconds on here. So yeah, obviously we had it here. Yeah, see that? Like even the 5-second chart didn't really even give you a nice entry. 1 second. Cool. Like there you go. If you had been on the 1 second chart. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, perfect equal lows there on ES. Dow Jones just freaking ripping, dude. That is crazy. What's the percent? Yeah, wow. So interesting. Sell off on NASDAQ, pump in the Russell. It's like the olden days. also took the smooth. It still hasn't taken all of the highs, the smooth highs. Still want that 1 minute arm though. Stay on the 1 minute. Yeah, maybe there is a nice logical order to the ES NASDAQ trades. I mean, here we still got below that same low. Moved up, sold off. Did we reach into a discount? That's what you could say. Wow, just shy of it, like it normally would go. Obviously, that reached into a discount, and then took out a key level for SMT. So then, yes, there is, and then there is an SMT here that I thought was not there. So yeah, they work. Problem here though is, well, is it a problem? We're coming down into a discount. Let's see, but we haven't reached it yet. So looking for a discount here. Maybe we've got a nice inefficiency below. We do. Yeah. And the discount on ES would be closer to this PM low, which would line up with the high. That would be very interesting if we did that again to the T. So yeah, looking for something here. Otherwise, yeah, I might want to try this as a long if we have some like flow or something. Q flow is bullish. Holdings are bearish, but the Q flow's definitely bullish. SPY is bullish, so Tide is bullish too. Interesting. And we're still kind of operating on that low. So I think we're operating on this range, and maybe we're gonna get a nice deep discount buy. I can't remember where the discount was on. Yes, let's just make sure it's marked out. Literally right before the PM low. Nice. You could even literally do the same fractal, take out this lunch low. That'd be hilarious. Which would mean, yeah, well, that's still above a premium though. I think we're gonna use that PM order block possibly below Asia. Let's see if we could get it. I'm so tired. Crap, go back. Dang it, I want to listen to that. Let me mute this. Nice. Oops. There we go, we're coming down now. And flows are bullish, man. That is great. That is freaking great. Let's get below that Asia low and we'll buy it. Let's see what our risk would be. 7.5, so like 7 points, 8 points roughly. Times 5 is like $40, so yeah, like four contracts.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
The PM low is actually that first 15-minute wick low. I think it's this low. So yeah, that's what is that? Oh, that's 10 points, so 10 times 550. Yeah, $200. Not bad if we get it. Nasdaq's already in a discount. I think we're gonna manipulate these lows here. We got both lows. But yeah, let's look here. Let's make sure this is the right low first of all, because then we can actually maybe get in more. Oh wait, well let's just look at the actual low. 865. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay. And how would we look for the order block? Well, the lowest down close candle here on ES. Let's look on the hourly. Is there one? It's here. 50 minutes a bit cleaner though. This is clearly, well, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, either way, that's below discount though, so. Whoa, let's get a. Let's get below that Asia low. Flows are bearish again, but they're not as bearish as they ought to be. Oh, dude, did I? Oh, no way, man. Get me in. Oh my gosh, missed me by a point. A tick. It missed me by a tick. Hopefully it gets me one more. Holy cow. Come on, man.
Order
filled.
Submitted.
Goodness, there we go. Alright, we're filled. Let's get a bounce. If NASDAQ cracks that next low, obviously we're going to bail on this too. But yeah, we got 3 on at 10 points, so yeah, perfect. Cool. And I'd want to target actually a higher draw on liquidity here. honestly. Prior week high up at 910. All right, well, we had the bull flows into that sell-off, but they've been, back to red now. But with where price is, to me, it's actually still like bullish looking, even though it's basically flat, because price is well below. So I don't know. Still, it is bearish though. Like we got bear volume, but it's not a lot for how low we are. And tide is still kind of holding there, so yeah, this is one of those trades where I just gotta let it play out though. It's like it's based on a discount of the range, and it's based on a long up into the next highs. Maybe we can just double check these guys just to see if we're missing something. Oh, well, ES did take out that high. Weird. SPY took out the high. ES did not. But either way, I'm going to use that high for my target. Risking 10 points, hoping for 40. So a nice little 4-hour trade. And yeah, Q's is the same story. So I'd expect it to sweep all these out. Q's, I'd also expect it to come all the way up into this daily inefficiency, which, yeah, totally lines up with the prior weekly high, if not even this high. Because I would also expect Q's to move on this. Cool flows are still working out, but we're getting some bulls in the volume there. Q's not clear. Holdings also not clear. It's just like red because it went down. It's bearish because it's down. It should be down. So I'm just looking for the divergences there, but we're getting some divergences. We're getting some bull divergences, but we're still waiting to see like a really clear, like big volume push though. Volumes are still not that crazy. I got the exact same fill on both my accounts. It's cool. Alright, let's see here. I'm a bull, and I'd want to look for the smooth highs. Have we been just going for the smooth highs? No. But now the only thing left is the smooth highs, though. So I may even target let me measure this out. From the high up to this high is a 0.25% move. If we do the same high to the same high, it's a 0.1% move. Well, that might be confusing though. To the next high. I should just double check the possible high time frame levels. The obvious one is going to be maybe the gap, maybe the wicks. But this would be the obvious draw for me. And then, yeah, we have this prior weekly high. So that's the next obvious draw. 4 hours. We've already tagged the CE of that. So I would literally think we would want this next high for real. But, what else? Tide is looking bullish. SPY and Tide are bullish now. Still, but they've been oscillating, so you gotta wait for it to really. Q's is bullish now. Come on, baby. I might have also been a little too far after the open. At the same time, we also may need to just spend some time down here until the move occurs, since it's after the open. Like a little past the open. Yeah, we're just oscillating on the flows, so I don't know. The setup is there, though. All right. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe the percentiles are just different. Let's just kind of use this move to project it out. So, well, let's just project this out and see a relative price move. That's about as big as that little pullback. Okay. Oops. So, this little pullback. We stack that up on here. That's these next highs. And even past that. Into the order block, into the gap. Okay, maybe that's what we're going for then. This is a daily. We're already in the order block. Huh. Crap. Well. Yeah, I don't know. Dang, well, flows are actually looking bearish now. But yeah, it's still kind of not making any sense for anything clear yet. Alright, but yeah, I don't know. Just, yeah, the smooth highs, that lines up. They're really nice and clean and smooth. So I don't know what else to say. What is this high here? Oh, this next wick. Well, first of all, I forgot to look. Is there any inefficiencies? No, I know we've got a nice old gap. There's a gap there. Here. So yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna take it off at that nice little 4R. It could easily, like, these are just so smooth, and if it's really gonna like start to create some displacements out of here, especially at least on the 15-minute, if not the hourly, then Yeah, I would really like to see this get more than this high. I would think it's gonna just rocket up into all these highs. But the real one is this inefficiency here. So this is my real line in the sand for my target. So I may even just give myself an ambitious target for now, which is just still that kind of that 4-hour high, but coming to visit this in let's see, 15 minutes or later. Or just let these 5-minute candles develop some more. Nice. Cool. Well, I'll let this trade breathe for time. Let it get some time breath. Interesting little change in character there. ES coming lower versus Nasdaq. Not saying it really means much, but it could be like the change of character that sometimes we get. We'll see.
Order filled.
Order filled. Order filled.
Order
Stop
filled.
filled. Stop filled.
Bam! Alright, yeah, it did work, obviously. I actually took another little long on NASDAQ since we got that change in character. Really small size, but yeah. Guess it didn't play out today. Makes sense because, we just took out liquidity on the Dow. Same thing with Russell. But I was like, okay, well, this is exactly what led the same bounce to happen, and I couldn't understand getting in short, so decided on the long. Flows were actually back and forth, bullish and bearish, so I was like, okay, maybe that's exactly what's going on. They're exiting and blah blah blah. But yeah, just didn't work out. I'm almost even wondering if we're just gonna set it up still, but I don't think so. I think something's changed. We've taken out the high on the Dow, so just gotta let this settle. Gotta figure out the new little dynamic here. I don't think I still really understand why this is selling off. It's like, okay, well, yeah, we're manufacturing the high. And we're manufacturing the high. But we kind of already did that with this high. We barely took it out, and then now we're gonna come back into this inefficiency, I guess. But it's just like, okay, well, I don't know, dude. That was the setup. Things changed with the Dow, but yeah, anyways. Don't want to overthink it. Kind of dumb, though. I was like, man, that could have been a short at the... It's just like, I just don't know, dude. I just don't know, man. On SPY, it's like, okay, well, yeah, SPY also took out that high. Everybody took out a high. But, yeah, it's just, man, it's always hard when you take out a high time frame level on one. It's always tough when things are not, like, as correlated. But anyways, Russell's come down, taking out the whole Monday move, morning move. My brain is just not operating today. But yeah, that's probably as much as I should ever risk today. Down 1R. So yeah, I don't think it would be smart, even if there was a setup. I'm just obviously not even understanding things, and I think that we do got some nice smooth lows here on NASDAQ, so maybe that's going to be like a nice little long, or I don't know, maybe we're just freaking bearish for whatever reason and I don't understand it, but yeah, and also all the news is just gone, dude. Like, the government shut down, so I kind of want to just like wait until there's a predictable timeline for the news, just because, yeah, today we've got the bond auction, which usually is pretty good, but that's a yellow folder. Sometimes it's not really a yellow, though. Sometimes like a red. But tomorrow we've got crude oil inventories that, dude, also kind of outside the typical typical stuff, but that one's pretty good. So I think there still are some trades, but it's just, man, I just need to, really don't understand, like I don't know, I was really relying on the Dow SMT, but that's gone now. It's like, it's gone without us. So the nice thing, though, is I'm down a few days in a row, but I'm down small. And the nice thing is, I can see where my mistakes were, and I can see like, dang, I should have actually made money on this. Which one was it? On that sell off there with the SMT we had with the AM session there. So I literally should have made money there. And then like last week there was like that day that I went on tilt where I should have also made it back. And many other days like that. So it really is just like, man, I'm making very silly errors that are easy to fix. And I just need to manage my risk on days like today and yesterday where I just am like wrong, and things aren't making as much sense. They're not as much in my favor. So yeah, that's like today. Like we had, bear flows yesterday. I knew that there'd probably be a pullback, but I just, on the chart, I couldn't justify like a setup for it and like trusting a high from a stop or whatever. And then now that I saw long, I'm like, okay, there's the flows were open. We're down into where it would, if it's going to reverse it, that's like a likely area. And yeah, it just didn't work out. So that's it. Cut the loss. Cut the day off there. I am slowly getting into a drawdown over the last few weeks. I did almost get completely out of it, but yeah, like I said, on that one day, it's like multiple days where I just, when I should have won, I lost. So my edge is there. It's just I need to perform. It's about the performance right now. So yeah, if I make those adjustments, in a week, I could theoretically make all of my losses back in just a single week, and some. So it's really that powerful. I just gotta accept the losses and know that, man, I could literally make back in one day, like, what is it, 9 hour, like that would be my max win, sadly, with the prop account. But yeah, on my live account, yeah, well, I could go way further than that. But yeah, it's like, man, I could make back 9 days in one day, if like for like days like today. So I just gotta chill out, accept the loss. There's gonna be more trades, and on top of that, there's gonna be more trades when I've slept good, and they're obvious, they make sense, and they're easy. So today is one of those days where it's like, cool, like, yeah, maybe my hand will play, but I'd rather just wait till the flop is like, I have aces and the flop is like 3 kings or something, So I'm gonna wait for a nice hand and fold after I've seen the flop and it's not great. So anyways, adios.